Hey guys, all right. I'm going to do a little trade recap and then talk about the MJ sector real quick and look at a couple stocks there. So this was my trade for today was CYTX. It wasn't off our nightly watch list. It was off of the morning pre-market stuff. Here we go. Just morning pre-market scan. CYTX. So it gapped up pre-market. Me and Jordan were both watching this stock. Former runner, kind of looked good, grinding up here in pre-market and kind of consolidated. So just looking out of the gate, I noticed on the daily chart that the 200 EMA was the big resistance point. It was $2.09. So I set up a buy stop limit order. I'm starting to use buy stop limit orders again because Jordan pointed out the fact that it's really good to let the stock price and share price come to you instead of try and force it. So a little bit of morning hesitation, just kind of came flat out of the gate, bit of up and down here, 10 cents. This didn't look like an area for me to really get into. Did do some kind of higher low stuff, and then it started moving up, and I really just didn't want to get in the anticipation of the whole dollar break. I wanted to get in after it, and then hopefully it'll come back test the whole dollar and then move on forward from that. So I got long here. I had my buy stop limit set. Trigger was 205. Fill was 207. I got filled at 207, I believe. Popped up here to 208. Came back. Went to go back test $2 after it popped up. Again, couldn't hold that kind of higher. This candle did start off green and then it kind of sold off right away with a high of 207, and then I ended up bailing out at 198, and then right away 1, 2, 3, 4 candles we were down here at 187. So it was a quick little trade, $26 loss plus commissions. Not a great way to start a Monday, but I respected my stop loss and I got out right away. Breakout or bailout mentality again. So again, I was looking for the break of the whole dollar and I didn't get it because there was no follow through. So if there's no follow through, just get out right away. I was running my stop loss manually, so I just sat and I watched the bids. There was about 5,000 shares sitting on the bid at $2, which was acting as support. And as soon as I started seeing those go, and we got down to about 700 left, I hit sell on the bid. Those last 500 got gobbled up, and it was down to 198 right away. So things move fast if you're not paying attention. Best thing you can do is just turn off all outside distractions and just focus your efforts on the trade at hand. I'll quickly just show you on the daily what I was looking at. See, this was the kind of resistance point I was looking at, and obviously it respected it. Came right into the 200 EMA and came back down. These were also another resistance points as well, and the 213. But this was the one I was looking at. If this broke, we'd be looking at the $0.5, possibly 230. Well, 230 first, and then possibly a $0.5, and then I believe there was no resistance after that up until $3. So I was looking at this move to keep moving up. So didn't get it. Not going to cry over spilt milk, but was not the best way to start Monday. Anyways, great action in the MJ market today. I picked up 3,300 shares of Puff at 36 because I saw an opportunity there. But I'm just going to go over, and obviously all the other names just ran with it. So I'm just going to go over 4 stocks that I'm looking at for tomorrow that didn't really move today. They're all LP applicants for the most part, and me and a couple other guys are thinking, hey, maybe these ones are going to do a secondary move or a sympathy run, so to speak. So CRZ, I don't know much about any of these companies, so I'm just going to go off what I see on the charts. CRZ looks like it's got a nice little floor here at 286, kind of up and down high lows. This one dipped down to 280, so you could even move your support down to 280, but this 286, kind of 285 level is looking pretty strong. Obviously, it popped out and gapped up over it here before, and if you drag the line right across over to here, it broke out of it once before too. So, and then also $3, pretty obvious resistance. It's tried to get over this $3 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I'm not crazy excited about this chart, but it's something to look at. Keep an eye on for tomorrow. We've got a higher low printed off of these 2 daily candles. And look, we saw some volume come in today too. It's not overbought or oversold on the RSI, but this kind of volume coming in here, not like it's a lot, but it's higher relative volume than what we've seen, except for this one day here. So maybe this stock hasn't caught up to it. It only moved closed 2 cents higher on the day. But we never know, so keep it on watch for tomorrow. Could be a possible play, and if you don't want to get into the big guys like APH and EMC and do any chasing there. This is not chasing a stock. This would be getting in anticipation for the sympathy, along with the next 3 stocks I'm going to talk about as well. So TBP, Tetro Biopharma, I believe it is. This thing made a huge move recently, back in February, and now we're just kind of we came down, we sold off, we consolidated. These were some sympathy moves from the market, and we're finding a base here in this kind of 66 cents range. Again, this one candle dipped down a little lower, but it obviously stayed on kind of a positive uptrend line. 72 cents is definitely the ceiling. We tried to get over it once, tapped it again here, and then so far we've done kind of lower highs, popped up again here. So this is a bit of just mixed emotion here, but definitely interesting to see what happens going forward here. Looks like we got a hammer candle forming, so it'd be interesting to see if this kind of follows this trend line and starts to work its way up and break over this 72 cent range. Let's see here, GLH, Golden Leaf Holdings. Again, I don't care too much about these stocks and these companies and the fundamentals of it. I'm just looking off the charts to see if we can find any sort of sympathy play to go along with the news that's coming out on Thursday, I believe, and any action that's going to go. GLH, I really like the look of this chart. We've got a nice solid uptrend coming in here. We've got a nice top, and we've come up and we've just bounced along, and we're kind of consolidating here. We've got a bit of a spinning top, kind of doji candle going on right here, which shows signs of indecision, could be possible reversal. But it was nice to see a big push in bullish volume. 2.92 million, which is high relative volume. I mean, the last time we saw 2 million plus on the bull side was back here, and look what we ended up on the day, totally flat, and then we kind of sold off. So now we're coming up in an uptrend. We're consolidating a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter here with a nice top pulled in. So if anything, it would be nice to see a little breakout to the upside, possibly a gap up in the morning. But also we've got a nice base here in kind of 31 cents where it's kind of popped under and broken out of numerous times, and also come down and back tested it once, and now we've tested my trend line twice here, it looks like. So GLH on watch for tomorrow in the MJ sector, and then BE. This has got to be the one stock that's just, everyone loved it for so long. I remember this stock back in November, back in November running after the big move. See how the big move in November wasn't as huge as kind of weed and all the other spikes? This did a big move here, I believe, which offered some nice plays. So again, I'm looking at it strictly on the daily, and I'm same thing as GLH. We've come up, put in the top, kind of drifted off, came down here, found a bit of support in here around the moving averages, around the 50 and 20 moving averages, popped back up, put in another top at 260. Tried to pop over it 2 times. This time, I believe, I'm trying to remember what the news was on that day. Anyways, came down, sold off again. Again, following a nice upward trend line, very slow and steady grinding action. Came up, didn't quite get to the top, but then again tried it here. Had a bouncing pinball in between moving averages and this top at 260, and now here we are sitting right on the trend line, sitting right at 2 moving averages. And I believe if you turn on some Bollinger Bands at this, we have constricted a little bit here, and we're seeing a little bit of an uptrend in volume, and just nosing up towards this kind of overbought territory, but not anywhere close. I mean, we're sitting at 58 on the RSI, but again, BE $2.50 to the upside. It would be a breakout at 260. Obviously 285, it found some sort of resistance here. Let's just have a look back on the chart. Anything over 285 is blue sky. So after that, 285 resistance would be $3. On the downside, so we turn these Bollinger Bands off so we can see a little better. On the downside, kind of hard to see, but we have a low candle here at 238. This candle, low of 238, low of 238, low of 237, and then we get down here 238 again, 233. So the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trading days, we've been kind of a low of 237, 238. So safe to bet. That's a pretty solid support that's forming. But obviously the next stop's down. Get into the 230s, lower 230s, 220, and then these ones actually are higher. And then down here, top of it would be 220. Which is right on this 50 EMA. So that's what I got for those 4 stocks that I will be watching tomorrow. I will try and get out a puff if it pushes up. Just cover puff real quick. Again, puff also doing the same type of thing. Kind of came down here, sold off. Remember, everyone was getting into it. A couple guys from our group love this stock, are in pretty heavy. Popped up, hit 40 cents, which is a major resistance level right now. Because it just slammed off and came right down. But look at the bulls. Bulls bought up all of these little dips. So this is a hot, sought-after stock right now. 34 cents seems like a very strong support line, as all these wicks have kind of come down relatively close to it and been bought back up. And we've got a nice close here higher than my upward trend line. So it'd be nice to see some movement here tomorrow. Pop and close over 40 cents and maybe make a little run up here to the 43, 44, 45 cent mark. High of the year is 47, so we'd be blue sky breakout after that. But this 2 tops here, these 2 candles closing at 40, sorry, not closing, but 2 candles hitting at 45 here will definitely act as a very strong resistance. So I'm in a puff, 3,300 shares at 36 cents. Nice to see it close at 39. Looking for a move over 40 where I'll get rid of that and hopefully get it into one of these 4 that I just mentioned before they start to move. Obviously, if there's a gap up in the morning, anything can happen. But yeah, that's it. Again, my trade, my loss on CYTX, I was in at 207. I got 200 shares filled at 207, 100 shares filled at 206.99, and then I bailed out at 198. So it was a quick trade, about a minute, but I watched it, didn't break out, so I got out of it, didn't try and hold on to it, and that's all that matters right now. So, all right, guys, that's it, and we'll chat with you tomorrow.